Live. What up, YouTube? I am back with you for our week 2 breakdown. I actually got 2 more guests with me this week. Mike Crum, and a lot of you guys know DMV, who I'm on with a lot.
What's going on, everybody?
How you doing, guys?
Rough week. This is a rough way to start this week. This week, so we gonna start off first with our special teams. Last week was rough. So what do you think are the special team keys this week? I'll start with you, Mike.
You know, I don't think they're going to be. Last year we were 7th. We went from like almost last to 7th under Fossil. I actually trust him. I'm not really tripping. It just is Zerline healthy. You know, he missed a couple. He had no practice. He came back and hit the big one to give us the lead. I'm definitely not. I'm not doing the Harlem whatever guy over Greg Zerline. Greg Zerline was good last year from 49 yards and in, which is what I really care about for a kicker. And I just believe you have to remember how much of the roster we turned over. So they're real young. So let Fossil get some work in. I think they'll be fine. I'm really not worried about the special teams at all in the future. Couple of weeks he may need to work it out to get these guys going, but they'll be fine. Just let him do his thing.
I think the special teams are fine, but there are a couple of things that were alarming. Obviously missing kicks, which I think it was more so Zerline really just has to get into a rhythm like Mike was saying. But what I found most alarming was our kickoff coverage, because I thought that they, started with some great field position, and quite honestly, they almost broke one. So we got to get a little better there. But as far as the punt team goes, I think that our punter's much better than Chris Jones was. So we got better there. We just got to get a little bit better at, kickoff coverage. And I think that that'll come, because that's obviously a unit that probably hadn't played together. So you got a couple of new guys on there. And once the season goes on, obviously we probably won't always, be that bad at kick coverage. But that was something I thought we could improve on. And Zerline just making kicks. And other than that, I think we'll be a solid group.
Yeah, that was my main thing week 1 was kickoff coverage. Because it was 2 or 3 times I almost thought they was going to take it to the house. And Zerline, I wasn't so much mad at the 60-yard kick, even though it irked my nerves. I'm like, okay, odds are he is going to miss this. You're going to give Brady 25 seconds from the 40. I'm like, y'all about to let them score points at the end of the half.
The decision was the bad part.
Which was my only thing with it. I'm not mad he missed a 60-yard kick, because that is a low percentage kick anyway. But say if we was playing the Washington football team with Tyler Heineke, I don't care. I really don't care about that. But Tom Brady at the end of a half, we are lucky that didn't turn into 3 more points.
Absolutely.
I like Naswanda as the punter. Even though Tampa Bay's punter, he damn had us driving the length of the field the whole game. But really, other than that, special teams. I actually watched most of the Chargers game. I didn't really see them do too much on special teams, whether bad or good. It was just iffy. Their kicker made it. They had decent punts and decent coverage. So as of now, I don't see any of their units today being much of an issue.
Agreed.
Kick the ball into the end zone. Greg Zerline, stop asking him to kick it short and trying to cover it. Just kick it in the end zone. He has the leg. When they asked him to kick it in the end zone, he kicks it in the end zone. It frustrates me. You know how young that team is. Kick it in the end zone. Then you ain't got to worry about it.
True. Just make them drive 75 yards instead of having to drive 60.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Now on to the defense. As we all know, we got a real kick in the nuts today with D-Law. being out probably 6 to 8 weeks, who knows longer. And who knows if Randy Gregory's going to play because he has to pass 2 COVID tests in a 24-hour period. I mean, we actually haven't heard if he's taking any tests or not. And even Mike Williams for the Chargers, he came out, I think, yesterday saying we actually looked at the Tampa Bay film. It looked like their receivers are having fun, which to me, if you in that DB group, you ought to take that as disrespect. But watching the Chargers versus the football team, who I think has a top 3 or 4 defense, they pretty much did what they wanted to do all game. They actually had that janky fumble on Herbert, which was more like a tuck rule thing. They actually had a bunch of dumb turnovers, but I don't think they really would stop none in that game. Eckler was decent, but Herbert put it up. I don't think he's as cerebral as Brady, but he is going to give them chances to make plays. Will they do it? I don't know, but this is going to be a difficult game for the defense, in my opinion.
Well, I think Washington kind of took the run away from the Chargers. I'm about to call them San Diego. I think Washington kind of took the run away from them early, and what the Chargers were able to do was open them up with short passes that eventually became medium passes, that eventually became, Mike Williams one-on-one at the goal line, catching the fade. So I think they, like you said, it was more of a systematic breakdown in that game. They were able to just churn out third downs after third down. Their receivers don't really scare me as much. The thing that scares me more than anything is Eckler out of the backfield, but they didn't really use that in the Washington game. So it makes me wonder if he's as healthy as if he's really that healthy, because he was questionable going into that week. So maybe he's more so where he can run forward, but he can't do anything lateral. And, that kind of helps us because we can't cover no running backs out the backfield.
I have a question for you guys. Would you this is something that's been talked about on basically every podcast. I even called into Will Steele's A to Z this morning to discuss it. Diggs, would you know how he shadowed Evans in the last game, locked him down? Would you rather him go on the 50-50 Mike Williams YOLO ball guy, and cover up those toss-ups in the air, and then maybe double Keenan Allen? Or would you rather put him on Allen and hope that he could shut down a different type of big receiver, a more better route running one, and then figure out what to do with the 50-50 guy on Lewis or Anthony Brown? Yeah.
You got to answer, Elton, because I do.
Because I can see it both ways. Because while I actually do agree with you that Keenan Allen's the better route runner, to me, he goes against Amari every day. So I'm thinking, all right, to me, I actually want him on Keenan Allen. Because Mike Williams is inconsistent. He may get 150 yards one week and 13 the next. I don't want Anthony Brown on Keenan Allen.
Facts.
Or actually Jordan Lewis. I will take my shot with my best corner versus their best receiver.
I agree. And to be honest, he ain't no better route runner than his brother. He's a better route runner than Stephon Diggs, in my opinion. If that's what you're going up against, and you're competing against CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper in practice. I mean, I just know that their offense, when you watch the Washington game, really ran through Keenan Allen. So I'd rather try and take away that read and make them have to go 50-50. 50-50, you got a chance of winning those half the time. And like you said, Mike Williams in that game, some of those 50-50 balls he didn't come down with. And I think that, that gives Anthony Brown a better chance of them effing up rather than, him really making a play. And sometimes on defense, not making the play and letting the offense mess up is playing defense. So I mean, I'm with having him shadow around Keenan Allen.
I'm going to counter argument. All right. Here's why I go the other way. I want Trayvon Diggs on the 50-50 guy. I want them. You want to throw it up to Trayvon Diggs, the old receiver, the guy who makes plays for us? Go ahead. You know what? If you throw it up, they did 12 targets. 6 of them were the YOLO throws to him. If they throw 6 up to Trayvon Diggs and say Mike Williams gets 2 and Diggs gets 1, you leave like, okay, I'm good with that. I got a turnover. You got 2. You got 2 on me, D, but I got a turnover. On the other end, I'm trying to double. No matter who's on Keenan Allen, I'm trying to double him. Even if it's Trayvon, I love Trayvon Diggs. He's a second-year guy. I don't want any cornerback one-on-one with Keenan Allen. He's a very good receiver. Even Trayvon Diggs, he's different than Evans because of the type of route runner he is. So I would want to put double up Allen and bracket him everywhere because he went from the slot mostly last game against Washington. Bracket his ass in the slot. Put Diggs on Williams and say, throw it up if you want. Our guy can go get it too. And then make him beat us with Guyton. And if Guyton and Jared Cook beat you, you live with it. Now, Eckler is a worry because if they get him on Jalen Smith or Leighton Vander Esch, we're in yikes time now. So that's a worry. But that would be my argument for Diggs going the other way is I don't want any one cornerback on Allen, regardless of who it is. So I'd put Diggs on the guy and let him YOLO it. Try and YOLO Diggs, see what happens.
But
That's
the only thing is, if we had the personnel to do that, I'm with it. But you also, when you're talking about bracketing him, you have to have your linebackers help with that. We don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, now Tampa Bay is a team that probably could get away with something like that because their backers are pretty smart and pretty good in space. I mean, knowing that we got Lawrence out, knowing that we have probably Randy Gregory out possibly, Mike is going to have to probably do some rushing, which means your 3 linebackers on the field, you got to have Jalen and Leighton Vander Esch out there.
Nervous.
Unless you bracket it with Neil, because Neil played safety, you almost kind of feel a little comfortable with that. But
he's not known for his coverage either.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's where you kind of – that's where it's like, hey, offense, can you hold the damn ball?
Zeke's going to eat. I don't know if we're getting into this later, but I have a feeling Zeke's going to eat this game. It ain't going to be like Tampa.
But good news, though, because San Diego the Chargers are probably as bad in the red zone as we are.
Yeah, they are, because they almost got in the red zone every damn drive and came away with field goals, sort of like we do. So, I mean, with Balaga being out, I actually figured that was the spot where D-Law could take over because I am liking Slater at left tackle because he pretty much erased Chase Young last week.
He did. 0 pressures. They averaged 5 yards, just over 5 yards a carry going outside of Slater and just over 4 yards a carry going inside of Slater on off-tackle runs. So they not only kept him to 0 pressures, 0 sacks, but they ran to his side too.
Well, you know what? Not bad for a guy with short arms because, I did a video on Slater a while ago because, he was somebody that I wanted for the Cowboys. Actually, when he fell, I wanted him at that spot. We got Michael Parsons, and I'm happy with it. But I can't tell you how many fans told me, oh, he has short arms. He's a guard. He's a guard. Shutting down Joey Bosa in practice. Washington shut down that pass rush. I mean, the guy's a player. He's going to be a player for a long time.
Yeah. Franchise left tackle.
For a long time. That would have been great, especially with what we're going through right now.
Yeah, I'll take him at guard. Well, I'd have took him at guard. That's fine.
They got 2 players that I love. Now. 3. They got our team out.
I don't know. I actually think Cook is going to be sneaky good for them. For some reason, Cook has big games versus us.
Oh, he kills us. Kills us.
He actually has real good games versus us, and we don't even need to talk about that playoff game.
Let's not.
We have enough bad news. Don't bring that into it too.
Yeah, we don't even need to talk about that debacle. Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect a great pass rush versus the Chargers, but now it's like we are hoping on a limb for Randy Gregory to pass 2 tests.
Yep.
Because who actually was the 3 guys you had that was probably available, Mike? Because you already know, Mr. We actually like our own guys. What he's thinking.
I have a few names here, and Olivier Vernon is the first one. Now the problem with Olivier Vernon, sorry about the glare in the glasses, guys. I'm trying to fix that. The problem with Olivier Vernon is he doesn't really have a sponsor, and the rest of these guys all do. Vic Beasley's available. Obviously, Atlanta, Dan Quinn. Adrian Claiborne is available. Same situation, Atlanta. And then Bruce Irvin. Now, we got to check how he is off of his injury last year. But that's another one. Seattle, Dan Quinn, all 3 of them have ties to the old defensive coordinator, so they'll know his system. The problem is Olivier Vernon's probably the best of those 4 and will probably end up with one of the other 3. And then everybody's going to be like, see, politics over who's the best, because that's what always happens with us. But that's my 4 names. Who would be the one you guys would want out of those?
Probably Vernon, but who's all vaccinated is another question.
Yes. Very good question. You do not want to mess around with that for somebody that's going to be, rotational in a few weeks. Half a season, but still, by the end of the year, you don't know how many snaps he's going to be playing. You don't want to risk that on something like that.
Probably out of those names, I could see them going Vic Beasley because he's young, and plus he had that flash season. You already know the Cowboys like that. Hey, you remember that one flash season in 2017?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So and like you said, he is familiar with Dan Quinn. So I don't really see them getting Vernon, even though he's the best choice.
I like Bruce Irvin. If the health works out, I like him. He's always been productive. He's good in that Randy Gregory role, so you can do stuff with him on either side. You could play him with Dorrance Armstrong in a rotation. I just don't know if he's healthy.
I like Vernon the best because I think that he might be the best against the run, which, Lawrence is something that, with Lawrence really breaking his foot, that's somebody that we kind of have to, attack the run game, because that's something that, we struggle with. And Lawrence is probably one of our better run defenders. We talk about pass rush, but we definitely got to – we did really good against the run, in my opinion, last week. So we got to continue that. That's why I would bring him in more than anything, because I can't have a team going 5 a clip against us like they were last year. What I'm saying? That's why I would go him. But we all know they're going Taco Charlton, so I don't know why we're talking.
Why even invoke that name? Just don't even throw that out there.
They are going to go get Rondell Carter from the Cardinals practice squad because he's one of their guys.
Yeah, they'll probably trade for somebody's practice squad guy. They probably would.
I don't mind Rondell Carter. I don't mind bringing him in. He's not Olivier Vernon, don't get me wrong, but I don't mind bringing him in and giving him a shot.
Whatever's the cheapest option is what we're going to do.
Cat Boy, Stephen Jones.
Yeah, if it's not clear that the decisions up top are more important than, the actual continuity of a team, I don't know what is, because Terrence Steele, even being mentioned as having the first crack at tackle, is just completely. It's not a football decision. It's not a football decision at all. Period.
Then we might as well get into that. offensive strategy. To me, I actually hate losing Michael Gallup, but I think Noah Brown and Quincy Wilson can fill that spot. I don't like the nut kick of Lyles suspension, and can't nobody tell me what the hell is going on with that. How do you get 180 tests in 18 months?
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Somebody show me how they got 5 games. Go through the protocol. There's not even a 5-game option. They just made it up.
And after reading the test he missed was due to the Cowboys being out the building for COVID protocol. So I'm like, if I take 180 tests and I pass them all, excuse me for being excused for when the damn building's on fire. Excuse me, NFL. I can't make it that day.
Yeah. Nah, F that. Nah, Goodell's full of it. He always has been full of it. I still want my damn 6 games back for Zeke. Where the hell is Deshaun Watson's paperwork? I get it. So all of that, all of the testing protocol, that's not the testing protocol, but the drug test, like all of that goes ahead of that, huh?
Robert Kraft got away with doing the stuff for nothing, and he was the owner, and they didn't do nothing to him. So now Deshaun Watson comes up, and it's like, oh boy, we better not, get into this, because then the players are instantly going to be like, well, what happened? Robert Kraft was getting the rub and tug, and nothing happened to him, and he an owner. Why is the player getting it? And obviously a little different with the allegations, but they didn't do anything to Robert Kraft. Nothing. So I think that has something to do with it. They don't want to open that can of worms.
And damn that. Zeke got 6 games for nothing.
Nothing.
For nothing. They better open up a damn can.
I agree.
Come on, Jerry. You the most powerful owner in all the sports. You need to start flexing your nuts.
Yeah, I mean, you want to tell us about Terrence Steele? Nah, how about you get on the mic and say this is some bullshit?
They ain't gonna make you sell the team.
Nope.
they aren't.
Nope.
I mean, but that actually brings me to the Zack Martin thing. And it's frustrating the hell out of me of him saying, I don't want to play tackle. And everybody say, yeah, it is uncomfortable. Zack Martin's played tackle his whole damn life until he got to the NFL. So I don't want to hear it's not comfortable. You have done it from elementary to middle school to high school to college. Honestly, why are we not going to put our best 5 linemen on the field? So we're going to watch Connor McGovern on the bench for bum-ass Terrence Steele.
Well, this was my issue from jump. Why wouldn't they have been breeding your boy Connor Williams to be the swing tackle and just move McGovern in the left guard anyway? You knew Lyle Collins. I mean, let's be real. Lyle Collins hasn't been necessarily dependable at right tackle. McGovern has been playing better ball than Connor Williams. Why wouldn't you even have this plan to play? Because if Connor Williams is your right tackle, we're not even talking right now. If that's your swing tackle. But no, that's not what you guys wanted to do. We wanted to keep a better guard on the bench. And now we don't want to move the best option out the tackle to put the best guard in at guard. Or the best guard besides Zack Martin. But
they're protecting that comp pick. They want Williams to get paid. And if he's a backup, they're worried about, if he only plays 2-3 games, they don't know about suspensions and everything.
So we're not trying to win then.
No. I mean, this is the Cowboys. We know how they work. They're trying to.
The thing is I saw the front office knew about Lyle Collins' suspension weeks ago. So because they already said the only reason why he played week 1 because they was hearing his appeal, which magically got answered the next day.
When Zack Martin was eligible to come back.
Mm-hmm. So So y'all actually wanted those week 1 ratings. So you're not going to suspend them. Now, okay, we actually can let the suspension come down. So if it was on appeal, say 2 weeks ago, that was right around the time to start saying, hey, we are going to need some changes. And it's not against Terrence Steele because he got through into a whole lump of shit last year where with everybody else. But who says, you know what, he is our best option versus Joey Bosa? Who the hell is saying that?
Let me ask you guys this. We brought in Ty Nsekhe to be the swing tackle. That's why he was brought in. And I understand he didn't have a great camp or a great preseason, but he never played next to Biotis, Zack Martin, Tyron, Connor Williams. He never played with the other starting group where he could get help and be kind of the weak guy that you shade everything to. Why not give him the first crack? Like, he's a vet. He started games. Steele's actually started as much as him, but that was kind of a crazy situation last year with all the injuries. But in Nsekhe, why not? Martin goes between Nsekhe and Biotis, who are the two guys that need the most help, and you give that guy the first shot, and you just bring the chip over. You bring Zeke over. You shade the blocking towards Bosa, which you were going to do anyway. He's the guy. Why not give him the shot?
Yep.
Yeah, you paid him. You paid him to bring him in. You don't want to give him the first shot?
Don't be surprised if, like in the Seattle game when we couldn't block and they moved Zach out there and then all of a sudden we started blocking. Don't be surprised if we see that again. They said first crack. They didn't say it was going to stay that way.
Very true. Very true.
And I'm like this, if he didn't have that good of a preseason and damn training camp, you might as well have cut him.
Yeah. If you brought him in to be the swing, and then the first opportunity to have a swing tackle, you're going with the fourth stringer, what'd you keep him on the roster for?
I'd be willing to bet Connor Williams is better than those guys. I'd be willing to bet that.
Me too.
I don't know why you don't at least get him some snaps out there during the preseason.
Me either. They want to try to
set him up. Wanted him to be the backup center. How about the backup tackle?
Where he played tackle.
Yeah, they're like allergic to him being out there
because they're not trying to win, and they don't make. It's kind of hard to explain because, I mean, Mike McCarthy when he was in Green Bay, it seemed like they made pretty good football decisions. Like now, this looks like he just never managed the team before. But it only looks like what's been happening with Jason Garrett. The guys in the front office, they fall in love with some of these guys, and they try and make it work. They try and make it work to where it's like, it was my idea. I thought of that. No, you just look like an asshole.
So true though about they want to do it their specific way. They want to win their way, and if they don't win their way, then they're fine losing because they're the number one team and the number one brand. But it's their way or nothing. They're not going to pay for free agents. They're not going to do, the Amari Cooper was the one time where all of us were like, oh, wow, they went and they saw a problem and they went out and used capital and look how great it was. Look how great it worked out. Amari Cooper has been a number one wide receiver, a stud. So I don't know why they don't take a risk like that again if it's available. If one comes available, overpay a little bit one time for something. It's okay.
To me, that is what they need to do with that other cornerback spot. Go out and give the Patriots the damn pick for damn Gilmore because they don't want him there. He doesn't want to be there. You ain't even got to pay him next year, but for this year, I would do it.
Gilmore's out 6 weeks, though.
Safety. I saw what the other safety spot. I mean, we're okay there now. We're not terrible at safety, but I mean, in years past, we could have done that.
Yep. They don't like making those moves. Remember, Gilmore's out for the first 6 weeks. He's on IR.
Yeah, and he actually comes back right around the trade deadline. Make the trade. It is about going to be as cheap. Then all of a sudden, you're going to see the Chiefs get him for a 6-round pick. And you can be like,
Yep.
So we can do that.
I can see it.
You're like, what the? Green Bay gonna send him a fifth. You're like, so we couldn't give up that 5th round pick for?
Yeah, it's like you guys don't want to part with the 5th round pick because you're just gonna draft Terrence Steele.
Like, come on. I mean, honestly, watching Washington play the Chargers defense, I actually think we can run the ball this week.
Maybe.
So do I.
Maybe. It depends. It depends on how good the right tackle is. Because, I mean, we struggled, even though we had McGovern in there. Well, I mean, Tampa Bay is tough because they're tough to run against anyway. So, I mean, maybe we'll run a little bit better this week.
I put my prediction down. I think he's going to go 22 carries, over 100 yards, like 108 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think they're going to lean on Zeke this week. And I think they can. I don't think Tillery's a pass rusher. Bosa obviously can do everything. He's great. Linval Joseph is a little bit older. He's a good nose. He's a good DT, but he's not Sue or Vita Vea. And Tillery's a pass rusher, but he's a big dude, but he can be moved around. I think they're going to run on him because Washington did it. And Washington, Antonio Gibson is not Elliott, Yeah. So I'm handing the ball to Zeke, and I'm a pass guy. I am not you got to run the ball. That is not my thing. I think you got the weapons we have, you pass it. But I think this game, the matchup's going to say, give Zeke the ball 20 plus times, let him get his 100 yards, and then it's going to be a red zone game. We need if we're not going to allow them, if we're going to allow them to score in the red zone, we better score in the red zone because, like he said, they're bad. So we need to beat them in the red zone.
Yeah, our best defense will be scoring touchdowns.
Yes.
And I was probably on the Blake Jarwin train the last 2 years. To me, it's time for Schultz to take that job. Because that block changed the whole complexity of the game. Everybody says Zeke actually should have still known. All actually Jarwin had to do was pinch him. And
he didn't have a shot. He didn't have a shot in hell to make any play on that play.
No. The minute Jarwin blew the block, that play was over with.
Even if he falls down a little bit and trips him up, and where's Zeke may get caught at the inch yard line, and quarterback sneak it at that point.
Hey, can I tell you guys a secret?
It was already 4th down, so he couldn't sneak it.
Can I tell you guys a secret? Dalton Schultz already did take that job. If you look at the snap counts and who was in on the last drive, wasn't no Blake Jarwin. It's Dalton Schultz. Now, they're going to need them both with Gallup out, Cedric Wilson, Jarwin, Pollard. They're all going to use those type of sets more than just the straight 3 wide that they would go with Gallup there. They're going to use a lot more 12, and they're going to use the 2 backs, Pollard coming out of the backfield receiving. But, that job is Dalton Schultz is tight end 1. Jarwin's tight end 2. Believe that.
Yeah, and Schultz was actually in on that play. He was just on the other side.
Yeah, because he's in line. He's the better blocker, so they kept him in line.
And they tried to get cute. They tried to get cute on that play.
To me, it was the perfect play call.
Beautiful play call. Just you got it. You can't. I know people go like, well, you
got to make a block, bro.
They come out with Jarwin can't block. Well, there's a difference. There's a difference between you're not a good blocker and what he did on that play. That was a whiff. That was ridiculous. Like, you're still a tight end. You can get a body in front of a guy for a walk-in touchdown. Like, we killed Greg the leg, and yep, he missed 2 easy field goals, should have made them. Dak missed Zeke. He was late to Zeke on a play, should have been a touchdown. The most egregious was that play. If you get in the way at all, Zeke walks in.
Well, how about maybe not having him in there? And, I mean, wasn't he active?
Sprinkle was. Sprinkle's very, and the thing is they'll say, well, it might have gave it away, but no, because
They
yeah,
had 2 blocking tight ends in.
On a play like that where it's a pitch, They're not going to know that just because Sprinkle's in, it's going to be a play like that.
Yeah, you wouldn't have known where it was going.
Exactly.
You would have thought more so, in my opinion, that it might have been going right to where if you'd have put Sprinkle over there and you had Schultz over there, you probably would have thought more so it's going right because you would have thought Sprinkle more of a blocking tight end than Schultz in that case. But, I mean, Monday morning quarterback, you can say those type of things. But I just wouldn't have had Jarwin in on that. But
yeah, because to me the damn shoulder nudge helps. He just let him go through. I'm like,
you didn't have to put Jarwin in on that situation.
Shit, I actually forgot Noah Dan Brown was out with damn COVID because Noah Brown would have been better right there than damn
Sure
boy.
as hell with him. Sure as hell with him.
Noah Brown will be active this week. Him and Hooker likely. The reason that they weren't active is because they were on COVID and they just didn't practice enough. Yeah. So they didn't want them in there playing. But yeah, I think Hooker and Noah Brown come back both active in week 2.
Is there a possibility with Hooker in there that we see maybe 3 safety looks more so, like with Hooker, KZ, and Wilson out there?
They ran 3-2-6 the most of any of their plays. And it was Curse, Donovan Wilson, and KZ. So, yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense for Donovan Wilson to move down to Curse's role and then KZ and Hooker to play the back end. I think that makes a lot of sense if they're going to run the 3-2-6 again this week. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Because then I like your idea more so now with that situation with bracketing Keenan Allen a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Switching it up more so. I like that idea.
Yep. I'm interested, not to bring it back to the defense because I know we're talking offense, but what do you guys think about running more 3-4 and having Jalen Parsons as not all the time, but sporadically as the outside pass rushers in a 3-4 set? Bringing Bohanna in at nose, maybe Osa and Brent Urban at the defensive ends to hold up against the run, and then let Jalen and Parsons take some snaps just to get, Armstrong and Basham and them a little bit of rest out there.
I like it.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I mean, yeah, obviously you wouldn't be able to do that all of the time, but no. I think that's actually a solid, contingency plan because at this point, we down 2 our best pass rushers. We got to figure out something.
It sets up some nice blitz possibilities too, because obviously none of us want Jalen Smith in much coverage, but on certain plays you can make it like Parsons and Jalen are coming, and maybe they back out and Donovan Wilson comes on a blitz. Leighton Vander Esch or Keanu Neal come on a blitz. It sets up a way to fool Herbert because Herbert's got a great arm. He looks like he's going to be a stud quarterback, but he's not Tom Brady. He ain't got it up here like Tom Brady yet.
Well, I'll tell you this. I actually like that idea more so because you got Micah going forward and going after the quarterback. Now you have a guy now he doesn't have to think as much. He just uses athletic ability. And I mean, think about it. Von Miller, Khalil Mack, both of those guys could do what Micah Parsons is doing. But now they're just rushing the quarterback in the 3-4 for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And you can line them up at different areas, but for the most part, their main job is to go after the quarterback. So I think that, okay, we lost 2 of our best pass rushers for now, but that right there, I mean, his athleticism on the outside is something you have to worry about.
Yep, because I actually would make Vander Esch and Cox the 2 middle linebackers in that scenario.
Yeah. How about Cox and Neal?
Yeah.
For coverage, 3rd downs now. Yeah. We don't want Cox and Neal in first down, taking on blocks and stuff. But you put them in on 3rd downs where you're going to pass, and you got Jalen and Parsons coming off the edge occasionally.
And Parsons can drop too. So
exactly. I like Donovan Wilson blitzes and Parsons drops. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, they are supposed to be running multiple fronts, so maybe that is a possibility.
They have the personnel on the D-line to run a 3-4 for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, because they just drafted it. So that's the beauty of our draft. While we complain about certain things, they hit those parts right, in my opinion.
You think Golston plays? You think Golston plays this week, Chauncey?
I don't know.
Tough. We could use him, but I don't know if he's in shape coming off the injury.
Well, they're gonna try to let Morrow play.
Probably. And you know what? I'm not against that because he's okay. He's solid. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's not like Herbert is some veteran, like genius out there where, he's just going to maneuver around him and what I'm saying, call at the line and we're just going to, go at him when he's in the game. So, I mean, he's young just like him. So, I mean, I think that, him playing wouldn't be a bad thing. He'd be a rookie with his ears wet, but,
sort of like the second Gronk touchdown. Almost 95% of the quarterbacks in the league, that is a sack. But Brady made the right call. I don't see Herbert making that call.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree.
So some of these young guys you'll be able to get away with.
You think they got the guts to put Nashawn Wright out there on Williams and just go big guy?
Not yet.
I agree.
It is going to be probably around week 7 or 8.
Anthony Brown is going to have to get hurt. I'm just going to tell y'all because they love that dude.
Yeah, it is going to have to be around week. It is going to be around week 7 or 8 when you started seeing Joseph and Sean Wright back there.
Now,
finally.
I think if it was completely up to Dan Quinn, Deshaun Wright would be starting. That's just my opinion. But
I'm about to say, can we get Canada out there or something?
Yeah, like what happened to him? That makes no sense. Why he get buried on the end of the bench? Makes no sense at all.
Yeah, I think that's everybody's real surprise is that they couldn't find even snaps for Canada, considering Tampa Bay's wide receivers. You couldn't find snaps for him. You couldn't get out there at all.
While I'm watching Jordan Lewis get beat, It's not about winning. It's about that contract he signed, which he probably should have been cut. But, or play on the outside.
AB's snap count has gone down. He's been injured a lot the last 2 years. He went from playing he had 15. He only missed one game his first 3 years. In the last 2 years, he's been injured both years. So don't be surprised if by week 8 Boss Man's in there, not just because he takes his job, but because AB misses time. I think his snap share went down to 26% last year because he was just injured all the time.
I'm tired of that dude, man. To be honest with you, Jordan Lewis is better than him on the inside. He's better than him on the outside.
Jordan in college was an outside corner. I get the height thing.
His rookie year, he was an outside corner. Him and Cheeto locked it down when they both played as a combo. I don't understand the moving him inside and then moving Anthony Brown on the outside. I just don't. They are looking at measurables. I'm sick and tired of this front office looking at measurables. That shit doesn't win football games. This right here and this right here wins you football games.
Chris Richard.
Nuts win you football games too.
I did the player profile on Jordan Lewis, and I talked about how under Rod Marinelli his first year, he had a almost 70% snap share. He played all the time, and then Chris Richard took over. And in those 2 years with Chris Richard, he played less snaps and less games than he did the first rookie year under Rod Marinelli. And then last year, Mike Nolan comes in. He played the most snaps and games started that he had in his career, the other 3 years combined. So for some reason, Chris Richard came in and pigeonholed him into the slot role because of his size. And And that's what happened. He never was able to get out of that.
Yeah. I think Lewis is a playmaker. He isn't a great player, but he is going to make that play. You be like, okay, he's going to get you a turnover that you need.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson gets beat a lot in coverage, but then he causes a fumble. He blitzes and gets a sack. He gets an interception. It's good to have guys like that. I'd rather have that than guys that just get beat and add no plays.
True.
I am actually looking at our offense. I actually like our matchups on the outside with Coop and CD.
I always like our matchups on the outside.
I don't think they can cover us.
Yeah, just block for our quarterback. That's what I worry about. It's not about that, but we need four up. We need four upright, or else it's Cooper Rush.
And honestly, even though I feel less confident, as long as we got Dak, we're gonna be all right.
But what I don't like though is when you put this team in a situation like having Terrence Steele play tackle, or the line and not necessarily putting the best five out there, you take away from Zeke's game. Now Zeke is just a glorified swing tackle at this point. He can't get in a rhythm like he wants to. I mean, I said this once before, and I said it last year. It's much more physical having to pick up those blocks, and it's totally doing that. You know what I mean? So I don't like that at all. Yeah, we'll be able to pass, but we won't be able to run worth a damn because our running back's taking a pounding trying to pick up these damn blitzing linebackers or these defensive linemen that are just, our linemen are whiffing on.
Yep.
Who's up?
He saved. If it wasn't for Ezekiel Elliott, we'd have saw Cooper Rush in game one. He was picking up everybody. I don't know how PFF gave him like a 23 pass block grade. I'm like, dude, he picked up everybody all game. He was just killing Tampa Bay. I'm at the third quarter of the all 22 right now, and I just have to keep going back and going, damn, Zeke saved another one. Zeke saved another one. It was crazy.
Yeah, but he actually made a play without. He actually impacted the game without running the ball.
Yeah,
he did. He definitely did. You're right. Makes me not want to use PFF for anything.
Yeah, PFF.
We actually probably should run some more screens.
Yeah. Yep. Run him to Joey Bosa's side. Slow him down.
Absolutely.
I actually didn't worry about Dak as much as anybody else, but I actually didn't even expect last week.
No. That he was the best quarterback after week one of the NFL season. He was quarterback one, period.
And I just hate that we lose these games. Because now everybody, well, he put up them stats, but you still didn't win. And it pisses me off. I'm like, can we start winning these games?
Yes, please. Please.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's their last step. The last step they need to take is figuring out how to beat good teams late in games.
Because he's damn near turning into Tony Romo again. We almost watching the second act of Romo. I'm like,
if we don't win a Super Bowl for Dak, it'll probably be the most disappointed I've been as a fan of any team ever. He's that kind of player.
He deserves it.
I felt that way about Romo. I thought we wasted a lot of his years with some of the bonehead roster decisions and stuff we had. We're doing the exact same thing. So it would be two back-to-back quarterbacks that we lucked up on that we didn't win for. And it's really hard to find good quarterbacks. And we found two really good ones. Dak has the ability to be great. Tony was just always good. Dak has the ability to be great. And if you waste that, man.
We had to watch Eli Manning. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame now because he loaded a team up 2 years and won 2 Super Bowls and then was trash for the other however many years of his career, couldn't do a damn thing. And we're going to watch him go in the Hall of Fame. And then if you put Romo on those Giants teams, they win 2 for sure, but they probably do more. I mean, there's no way he's missing the playoffs that many times. And he probably won't even sniff the Hall of Fame except for as an announcer.
Hell, the announcing is going to get him in.
It is. Now. He'll go in as an announcer.
Yeah, definitely go in as an announcer. Give him about 8 years. He'll get in.
Who's got the puppy? Yes, sir. Who's got the puppy? You got to bring him on. He misses you. He's saying, "Let me on there, Pop."
You know, I don't want to sound like this, but when actually Jerry kicks the damn bucket, he actually might need to take Steven with him because we actually need Charlotte to run the organization.
I agree.
Are you guys wrestling fans at all? Have you ever heard CM Punk's pipe bomb?
Mm-hmm.
Where he says Vince is a millionaire that should be a billionaire, and it'd get better when he died, except for his doofus son-in-law and his stupid daughter will take over. That's us. Stephen Jones is going to take over. It's probably going to be worse.
I'm like, this Charlotte needs to take over the team.
Yeah, it'll be like Hank Steinbrenner, where it's just like, as a son, I got to try and make my own mark and get away from what, was everything, and then she's just going to screw everything up.
I'm a Yankees fan.
It is almost like
what I was talking about.
I hate it.
It's almost like the Lakers to Jeannie Buss took over.
Yeah.
We need Charlotte to take over the organization. Steven and Lord knows Jerry Jr. I don't even know what he does.
I'll be honest with you guys. Stephen Jones, I'm just trying to figure out what football does he know.
He's a money guy.
If he wasn't Jerry Jones, he sure as hell wouldn't be in that position that he's in. So, what dues did Stephen have to pay? What dues?
Jerry damn skeeted him out.
Pretty much.
You
That's about it. Jerry damn skeeted him out there.
Oh my God. No, there ain't no following that. I ain't even gonna try. If they would just put Will McClay in charge, they could be the owners. If they would just say Will McClay is the GM, we'd be fine. We probably already won 1 or 2.
Which he is. He's the GM with the title.
Yeah, he's the GM. He's just not allowed to sign the guys he wants. If he was allowed to sign the guys he wants and sign a free agent or 2 for some money, we'd be in good I would trust him to make deals like that. I trust his evaluation of talent.
Because you actually know Charlotte is really the one that saved the damn Dak deal because Steven was about to blow it.
I don't even want to. How do you wait? Hello? You don't know how the quarterback market works? The quarterback market, bad quarterbacks, the money goes up for them. Bad quarterbacks. Dak Prescott, he was not going to ever it was never going to go down, ever. It's frustrating. That was probably the most frustrating thing, is that they just didn't get that done fucking 3 years ago.
They actually could have had Dak signed for $28 million a year, and people would have thought he was overpaid then to now. Like, whoa, we actually got a goddamn steal. And you know what? What actually frustrates me with the front office, they will fight with the players, then still end up setting the market. So what did we go through this for? You didn't get the hometown discount, and now you paid more.
Now you pissed them off, and they're not working out, and they're not in as great a shape as they could have been if you just went ahead and signed them. And we just went ahead and said, you know what? We're going to be aggressive with negotiations. We're going to sit down for 2 to 3 days and get this done.
I truly think they believed that their team was so good that the Andy Daltons of the world could take them to the playoffs and then that they would get a discount. And the minute they saw the world when it was Andy Dalton and not Dak Prescott, they said, oh my God, we got to get this done ASAP. The minute that happened, they got through that season. And that's why we have Cooper Rush now. Because they're basically saying, no, we're not doing this again. We lose Dak, it's over anyway. We're not going to waste money on a backup quarterback. It's done if we lose Dak. So I think they believe their team was good enough to win with Andy Dalton. Frankie.
But if that's the case, I mean, they could have done that with Garrett Gilbert, who's a better player.
Well, I'd have kept Gilbert. Easily would have kept Gilbert.
But Cooper Rush, we go call him out of retirement because he got cut by the Giants. Think about this. Garrett Gilbert goes to New England to be on the practice squad. And the guy that we get is the guy that gets cut by the Giants mid-season. By the Giants. And Daniel Jones stinks.
It stinks.
Those are the football decisions we make. You know, and I get it. It's a backup quarterback, but it's more than that to me, you know? Like, because I don't know. I just feel like we need to make better football decisions. You know, because it adds up. When you keep making bad football decisions, that shit adds up. Trust me. Look at us now. Look at the line. They kept making bad decisions, and everybody's like, well, if the line is healthy, we're good. Well, guess what? The line ain't healthy, and the line keep getting COVID. Shit. Now look at it. Got Terrence Steele going in there against Joey Bosa.
Because if we're being totally honest, the line hasn't been healthy since 2015.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
2015. No, I didn't say 16. 2015. Because Lyle missed most of that season. And Ty damn started missing games, and who damn knows when Frederick started getting sick.
The last time that our full starting five played with Dak Prescott was Thanksgiving Day of 2019. That's crazy. Thanksgiving. So basically 3/4 through a season 2 years ago.
And we got our ass whooped on that Thanksgiving.
We did.
We did.
We're losing way too many. That's starting to piss me off because I got to cook all day on Thanksgiving. And then my whole thing is let me enjoy the Cowboys game. And we're getting our ass beat on a regular on Thanksgiving. They better not lose to the Raiders this year on Thanksgiving. I swear to God.
And Waller might kill us this year on Thanksgiving.
Waller's dangerous.
Man, that ain't a. I mean, 2017 was the draft class that fucked us over.
Yeah, that was bad.
That because if you look at it, who's on that? Who right now is on that team other than Jordan Lewis? And they almost had to sign him because they lost Cheeto.
Which is another bad football decision because Cheeto is better than Anthony Brown. They re-signed Anthony Brown.
And he plays outside. And there was like 6 guys you could have went and got. That's the biggest head scratcher to me. I love that we got Boss Man. I do believe him and Diggs are gonna be killers on the outside in a couple seasons. But are you trying to win this season? Because if you are, a second-year Diggs and a rookie Kelvin Joseph wasn't going to do it. So why didn't you go out and pay a little money to Mackenzie Alexander or just get one of the veterans for a year? I know Sherman's older. I'm not saying you got to get him, but there was other guys that you could get to bring in that could just play outside corner better than AB could.
Why can't we let his ass go? I just don't get it.
Honestly, if we're being honest, the damn Chargers took the draft I wanted.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I did say that.
The damn Chargers took the draft I wanted.
Slater, Asante Samuel Jr.
Oh, I love that. That's a nice two. Now I honestly believe this because I had Kelvin Joseph, my 24th ranked player overall in the draft. I think he could be a better corner than anybody in this draft. He's only 20. He's our youngest player. He's going to take some time. I love him. But man, Slater, Asante Samuel, woo. That's a nice, that's CeeDee Lamb, Trayvon Diggs level of get you some. That's a great 1-2 right there.
I bet you pick Dak off this week. I bet you Asante get one.
He might.
And I love Micah, but I'm like, I'm sitting there like.
Micah and Boss Man are not better than Slater and Asante Samuel Jr.
No, especially early. Now, if you want to tell me in 6 years, we got guys that you look back and go, damn, we got some guys. I'm with you. That's possible. When they build up, possible. Are they still on our team? Do we re-sign them? I don't know.
There's a Micah Parsons every year. Just not a Rashawn Slater every year.
That's true. Yeah, man, Rashawn Slater looks really. And the thing is I had Sewell offensive tackle 1. I'm looking, but not that he's bad or anything, but I'm looking wrong because Slater looks like Jeff Kavanaugh said, no, Slater's your offensive tackle 1.
I knew from day one he'd be better than Sewell. I figured long-term Sewell, once he figures out the NFL, had a higher ceiling. So I could see that and why they, teams had him ahead of him. But I knew day one Rashawn Slater would come in and be better than him. I got it on tape. It's on. When you go to look at my draft breakdowns, I got it out there saying that Rashawn Slater was ready day one. Crazy.
Could you imagine Slater, Lyle, Zach Collins, and damn Ty Smith on your line?
It's gross.
That was almost like it's getting Kyle Pitts, which would have been you don't know if you would have got Kyle Pitts, Dak Dan would have got suspended from that fight his rookie year. Oh no. We actually had this on the desk for a while. 5 games. Like what?
Slater, Asante Samuel, and then they probably would have went Cox in round 3. Because there was people in that room that said if they didn't get Parsons, he would have been the pick over Kelvin Joseph. They loved Jabril Cox. And there was fights every pick. At 75, people were like, I don't care if we got Micah. Jabril Cox is a better player than Osa. And they said, well, we got Micah, so let's get the defensive tackle. Then let's get the defensive end. And then finally, they got Nashawn Wright. They were like, we need the big corner. Then finally it got to him at 115, and they were like, well, screw it. We're just going to take our guy that we wanted to get 2 rounds ago. And they picked up Jabril Cox. It's crazy.
That's when the draft changed, in my opinion, when we got Jabril Cox. I still think we had a solid draft. I just think it could have been better. And we're going to see. We're going to see both guys who will give us hell.
Almost cried. I actually think from like round damn 2 on, I was screaming, Anthony Schwartz.
Yeah. Speed. That's the one element missing from our offense is we need one speedster. And I mean track, like can go out there and Tyreek Hill folks.
Cleveland is another team who actually had a draft that I wanted. I'm like this.
GOK? Oh my God, bro. Sick of them. Sick of Cleveland at this point.
They killed their draft. Cleveland killed. They had who's the defensive tackle from Ohio State too? The big man that Dallas really liked, but they ended up going with Osa. He's on.
Actually, no, I actually can't think his name because they actually got JOK, Schwartz, him, and I almost forget who was their first rounder.
I'm gonna check it right now. I'm gonna check it because it's gonna drive me. Greg Newsome was their first.
Yeah.
Who was
Which that was
the
considered high, but corners were going so fast that
Tommy Togiai, Ohio State DT. James Hudson is a tackle out of Cincinnati. That was a really good. I love their draft. Cleveland's draft was nice.
I never thought I'd see the day that Cleveland makes football decisions better than us.
It's gross.
But, not to whine, because, I mean, people, like, when I say facts or when I say things like that, people misconstrue it like I'm whining. I'm not whining. I already know what it is in Dallas. I wouldn't be at the end of the day, nobody's bandwagon here. I mean, we all go through the same things. But sometimes when you see things and it just doesn't make sense, you got to call it out. To me, that's being a man. Being a man is seeing something is wrong and calling it out. Not being a blind homer.
Yeah, I like realism. I'd rather be realistic. And I don't know if we're getting into picks, but beginning of the year when we started our picks on the podcast and I'm on, I said that I think we're going to go 0-2, but I didn't really care because our division is not very good. I think we'd end up winning the thing, but I'm starting to think we may need to get this win because the teams like Carolina and the division, they're a little bit more scary with no Tank Lawrence and no Lyle Collins these next 5 games. And so I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, you want to start 0-2 like that.
I don't think the Eagles game is as easy as I thought it was going to be either.
Yeah. Yep.
I actually think that is probably going to be one of them games where we win 38-35. Because for some reason that actually team loves Jalen Hurts, and I like him myself. I don't think
the organization don't like him, but the team loves playing for him, and it's actually crazy because they would have beat Washington last year had they not pulled him out of that game.
Yes, they would have.
Yeah, they would have. Yes, they would have.
This was one of my toss-up games when I looked at the schedule. Always said they actually would start 1-1. They actually would either beat Tampa, then damn losing to the Chargers. Oh well, damn lose to Tampa and beat the Chargers.
I think we're gonna win. I
am going to stick with a win like a 27-24, even though we actually haven't won scoring under 30 points. So I'm gonna go 30-27 since 30 seems to be our magical win number.
I have a weird thing about superstition. So I'm gonna tell you guys that I'm still sticking with the Chargers to win because I always feel like when I change my pick, we lose. And that's any of my picks. Any picks that I change at the end, it always ends up a loss. So I'm going to stick with Chargers winning 27-28 and kind of give you I'm sticking with the Chargers winning because I think Dallas is going to come out pretty desperate. And I think they understand what's happening right here. And I think they're going to come out pretty desperate. And it's honestly a Cowboys home opener. Let's be real. We're going to have 10 times the fans that they are there. So I'm going with the Chargers because I picked them before. So Chargers 28-27.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys winning 21-16.
Ooh, a defensive battle.
Wow.
But I think that San Diego, both of us suck in the red zone, but I think we'll be a little bit better than them.
I could see that as both teams put up a bunch of yards, but stall in the red zone.
Yeah.
Very possible.
To me, I think we're gonna have to score. I mean, plus it is an inside game, so I don't even think even though that road woes for Amari has been really kiboshed to me. But to me, I actually think we'll put up. I don't think Dak goes for 400. I think he does around 330, and I think Zeke has a better game. I think Zerline makes a late kick and we hold them off.
100 for Zeke, 2 touchdowns, over 20 carries. That's my big, bold prediction. 20 plus carries, 100 plus yards, 2 TDs.
Any fumbles?
No. I'm going to go no.
I think my bold prediction is I think Trayvon gets another interception this week.
I
got a bold prediction. I think that as bad as we've been bashing Anthony Brown, watch this be the game he shows up.
That's bold.
Hey, I will take it.
That is spicy Doritos bold.
It's going to piss me off because it's going to keep him around. But bold prediction: Anthony Brown has a better game.
I thought you were going to go with Kennedy. Honestly, gets in, but instead you went the reverse.
This is going to keep Anthony Brown around for 2 more years because he's going to have a good game today or on Sunday.
God damn, 2 years. So believable, too. That's what's bad. It's believable.
Yeah, man. It's going to be hell. I damn get back to Vegas and I'm going to run home to the damn TV to watch this game. So, yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting game. I mean, I don't know. I'm like, I actually can't take too much more bad news.
Yeah, we got to get a break somewhere. Like, man, the refs don't give us – I'm not saying anything's the refs' fault, but I feel like anytime there's a call like that, it always – Dallas never gets it or it goes against Dallas like last year with Gallup, you know, and now the injuries last 2 years. Just protect the quarterback. Where is it? Protect Dak. That's all I care. We got him. We got a chance.
Yes.
Like, can we damn get a stupid trade that everybody else gets? All right, how about we send our best pass rusher to Dallas for a 6th-round pick?
Let's see. Let's see which guy they sign. They're going to sign one of those guys.
Got Cardinals to trade Chandler Jones for a 7th, but would want a 1st from us.
The problem is nobody wants to come to Dallas and nobody wants to deal with Dallas because of the Herschel Walker. They did a whole damn documentary on how they fleeced the damn Vikings. Why the hell would I ever want to make them deal with you? The only team that'll trade with us is the Raiders.
And the damn Eagles.
Or in division.
And damn, that was a dumb trade. You actually should have got more for that.
Yeah.
Because how the hell the Giants get a 1st-rounder from the damn Giants? I'm like, did y'all not take that phone call?
That's my real move.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Did y'all not take that phone call?
My real move was trading back to the Bears because I'd have got Farley no problem at 20. No problem. I'd have drafted Caleb Farley at 20 and picked up that draft.
Doubt, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt.
I'm like, when I heard I'm like, all right, we actually traded with the Eagles. I at least know they gave us a goddamn 2nd or 1st or just a 3rd.
I was terrified they were moving up for Justin Fields, and we let them do it. I was terrified. And then the Giants passed on them.
If all the 3rd kept us away from getting the corner that we wanted, like, why the hell did we do it? We're the only team that gets fleeced like that, man.
I'm like, the damn Giants came in and got a 2nd, 1st, and like a 3rd. I'm like, did y'all not pick up the phone? I'm like, this odds are you actually probably could have got Michael Parsons at 20.
Might have been.
odds are, I am pretty sure you could have got Micah at that spot because
Raiders might have took Parsons at
maybe
17. Raiders.
Then take Merrick. I mean, I know he went in the second round, but
they snuck in. They thought we were going to get him. They forgot who they were dealing with. They jumped in front thinking we were going to take a safety. He wasn't even on the. They don't even look at safety in that range. They were going boss man no matter what. That was their guy in the second round. The minute they didn't get a corner, Kelvin Joseph was their guy that they wanted to drop. They thought they had another Diggs situation, which I think they do. It's just he's younger. He wasn't an Alabama guy. He's going to take some time.
he damn has so-called maturity issues also.
He's young. He's 20. He's going to take some time. He'll be all right though. If he puts it together, guys, he's talented. My God.
Yeah, he got legitimate almost 4.2 speed. I'm like,
I seen him just he stayed with Devontae Smith. He played and they lined him up against Pitts. Now Pitts got him some, but he played well against them. Like he's good. But I think he's a year from now, the end of next year, is where he'll start to be, week 8, week 9, week 10 of next year is when you'll see the jump like Diggs did last year. And then I think him and Diggs will be a problem to deal with.
Then they damn won't sign one of them.
Why you
Anthony Brown still be around though.
God, you guys, I tried to like set up a nice like Cowboys fans are like, yeah, you know what? We're gonna have Diggs and Joseph. We're gonna be all right. And this guy's like, and we're not gonna sign him. And then you just like trash bin the whole thing by saying Anthony Brown is still gonna be.
Yeah, they want him to be the new Scandrick. And damn, he ain't even half as good as Scandrick was.
In the comments, y'all, I tried to make it nice, right? Like, I tried to give us nice things. And they were like, nah, dude, we ain't having it. We ain't having it.
Not unless Charlotte takes over.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a hard shell now, man. They look, they've sold me. They've used a card like salesman me enough over the years.
Yeah.
Don't pee on me and tell me it's raining.
All we gonna do is roll over Cap to the next year.
That's exactly.
Keep rolling over Cap and not having no damn money.
That's all they're doing. They're gonna roll over.
Just roll over Cap. I can't wait to see what damn comp pick and damn cap space does next year.
Yeah, they're gonna have Connor Williams gonna get him a comp pick. Michael Gallup's gonna get him a comp pick.
He's gonna get an extension. Watch.
I have a feeling Gregory might sign, but they have good 3-4 people that could go and get them a comp. Like I expect LBE to sign somewhere. Somebody's gonna see him and think they can get 2018 back, and they're gonna give him some money, and they'll get a 5th round for him.
They gonna damn franchise
anybody. They won't sign anybody to take the comp pick formula off. They're not going to sign anybody. So they're going to get 3 or 4 comp picks at the end of the year. Comp pick champions.
What we gonna do? We gonna roll over cap space and damn get some comp picks to never trade up.
Will play the hardest job ever. That guy's got a hit. He can net like 2017 killed us. Like he can never miss because you're not making up for it in free agency. So that's rough.
Isn't that the point to gather a bunch of picks up so actually you can bundle them to trade up? Isn't that the point of that? Because you was gonna pick 11 players to damn cut 5 of them. What do I know?
You couldn't have ended it nice.
What do
Now
I?
everybody's all sad going into the game.
I'm sad anyway, but
We'll be all right. We're gonna win, man. We're gonna win. We're gonna win this game.
There we go.
we,
Positive.
yeah, we're gonna go out with a positive thought. We're gonna get the 1-1 and go from there. But thank you guys for coming out with me tonight, and hopefully we can chat after the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I might have to write. I got to see what article I have to do. If I got to do an article afterwards, if Katie's got me working, then we'll see. I'll try to swing it in.
I'll probably be at Mark's house. It'll probably be loud, but I'll try and jump on for a little bit.
All right.
It's a plan.
All right. Thank everybody who watched, and I will be with you Sunday. In that.